One of the most important and influential body parts to build up is our arms. They can make us look massive from the front, side and behind. Once I started training my arms in the correct way, it did wonders for my physique and my confidence. But you need to make sure that you cover all bases. Missing some key steps could massively hinder your results later on. So what should you be doing to build massive arms? How did these things help me to transform my arms? And how do you build arms that look great from all angles? When I started with the goal of building up my arms, my sole focus instantly went on building up my biceps. Because when myself and a lot of beginners think about getting in shape, you often think of the classic pose of someone flexing their bicep. And that was where I made my first mistake. To develop full and muscular arms, it shouldn't surprise you that you should actually be focusing on at least 3 muscles. The first muscle that really helps build size predominantly from the side, we may as well start there, is the biceps. Very early on in my fitness journey, I made the mistake of thinking of biceps as just one big singular muscle head, and that the one standard bicep curl exercise would just magically build me these great wide and massive biceps. Evidently I was wrong. I had the issue that my biceps were big from the side but then were tiny and thin from the front. When I looked in the mirror and realised this, I decided I had to find out why and make a change. And I later watched some YouTube videos on my issue. And that's where I found that biceps actually have something called a brachialis, which does impact the width of your biceps. Bingo. I figured out very quickly that bicep exercises with more of a neutral grip, like hammer curls and crossbody hammer curls, worked my brachialis much more and then impacted the width of my biceps. And using these alongside pull-ups, preacher curls and rope hammer curls really developed my biceps well. Additionally, the hammer curls and brachialis training also aided the development of my brachioradialis, which is more of a forearm muscle that connects to the bottom of your biceps. And that gives me a perfect segue onto the second arm muscle you should be focusing on, the forearms. A heavily neglected arm muscle when it comes to training. Although to be fair, it does get a lot of its development from bicep and pull exercises anyway. But it's still worth throwing in a couple of exercises to grow the width and size of your forearms and really get the veins popping. The exercises that I used were wrist curls. One in an anterior position where your arms are open, and another with your arms in a posterior position, with your palms facing the floor. Just doing a few sets of each of these after my bicep workouts, really squeezing my forearms, really helped them grow and make my arms overall look bigger. And it also made my wrists look less skinny. After I got over my obsession with biceps, I then started putting a lot of focus on my triceps. And this is really the point where my arms started to beef up. Your triceps, in my opinion, are the best muscles to build up for definition. When developed well, they really stick out of your arm and make you look massive. I believe that quite a lot of my tricep development came from compound exercises like incline bench and dips. Although the main tricep specific exercises that I would use is the tricep extension and the overhead tricep extension. I use many different machines and grips for this over the years, but the best one in my opinion is the cable rope tricep extensions, as they make it so much harder because of how mobile the grip is. Although if they're not free on any of your workouts, these are not bad alternatives. Once I progressed with my bench, my dips, and these various tricep extensions, I began to see loads of progress, and my arm pumps got more and more impressive, and I saw my arms go from sticks to muscular and defined. But these results weren't all from training my biceps, triceps and forearms like this. A lot of this consistent muscle growth was due to me making some small easy changes. One of these only took 30 seconds a day and gave me loads of progress in return. Watch this video to find out more. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button.